Yes, yes, yes. Top of the month already, man. As you already know, welcome to the Premium Cage Podcast, where we lock into a free state of mind each and every pay week on all DSPs, of course. As always, to my left, I got my main guy, my ace. My left, my right this week, Shawn, better known he's the senior on all your socials.
You know.
And me, I'm Kenny, man. Known as King Catnip on all those socials, man. But today, man, that's not normal. Oh, man, but we back, we back. I'll have to edit that later. Hey, Tanya, how you doing today?
Gang, gang.
Oh, man. Cool,
What's
cool.
up,
This is
people?
nice
What's
to
up?
see.
What's
What's
up?
up? What's up? But yeah, man. Wednesday, we went through that one the last time we came through before. But outside of that, man, what else is going on this week with you?
Listen, man, just here for the live, man. Here to get into this conversation. You know what I mean? Getting ready for Labor Day weekend, hoping to have some
Yeah,
last minute fun, man. And you know the vibes, right? Closing
yeah.
out summer the right way.
You already know the weekend jam packed too. I got 1,000 things to do tomorrow. I mean, 1,000 things, man. It's gonna be nuts. But can't
Yeah.
wait, can't wait. It's gonna be a super fun weekend. I gotta make sure the gas is on full though, because I don't feel like
Oh
making
yeah.
1,000 stops during the holiday at all,
Yeah, I
at
think I'm gonna
all.
just hit the liquor store one time on Friday
Hmm.
for each event and just
Hmm.
have everything ready, so I ain't
Hmm.
gotta go to the liquor store no more for the weekend.
I was thinking that. I was definitely thinking that, but do I really want to be the guy? Hey, let me get four of those. You want four of these? Yeah, yeah, I got it. Yeah, let me get four of those right now. They were like, "Sir, you
Yeah.
sure?" I'm super positive.
Yep.
I'm not
Absolutely.
coming. I'm not coming back. I ain't coming back. But 60th anniversary. MLK had a dream.
Yes, man. 60th anniversary, man. Martin Luther King, probably one of the most impactful speakers and civil rights leaders that most of you may know. So on Monday, it made the 60th year of his "I Have a Dream" speech. Man, Lena, thank you for joining. Appreciate you. So it was just, of course, I always love to go back to all of his speeches. If you ever followed our show, you know that I'm a big MLK fan. And definitely, it was great to see all the recognition for him on Monday. And his speech was more than needed on Monday, and we're going to get into what happened over this past weekend with those three lives that were unfortunately lost over the weekend.
Yeah, that
August
was.
29th, of course, was a happy heavenly birthday to Michael Jackson, the king of pop, one of the best to ever do it. So we definitely have to recognize him here because he's
That's
been, I think, influential on all of us. His music, what he did for pop culture, man. Shout out to the king. Rest in peace.
word. Shouts to the king, man. Apologies, MJ, if you're seeing this, edit. My apologies. I mean, you're still a king. I know Chris Brown was on your heels, but that situation pushed him back. So it's still you.
Right,
Clear run out there. Clear run out
right,
there.
for sure.
And another good news though. I caught that scissor video, snooze. I just want to know who placed the ketchup where they placed the ketchup in the fries, because someone had to do that. It's a professional scene. It had to happen. It had to go down at some point. Everybody had to keep their composure. But hey, beautiful edits. And have you seen the video? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's right.
Yes, yes, I have, man. And listen, as soon as I watched it, I mean, I appreciate any woman who takes pride in showing her beauty, even though that's not the most important thing, as we know. She's not ashamed to be who she is, and she makes art every time that she's on the screen. It's not just about
I'm good.
showing body, it's really just about taking you through the journey of her song. So if you
Mhm.
haven't checked out the video Snooze, man, check it out, man. It's really, really good visuals, but overall, a great song. Before I even saw the video, I love the song.
Yeah, yeah. I'm still getting rotation. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the joints over there I get paid more often than not. But yeah, shouts to SZA and the team over there, because it takes a village, and the villages has made it happen for that, man. Indeed. Uh, your boys, man. Skip. So as you know, he, him and our boy Shannon, they had to part ways. You know what I'm saying? Things wasn't working out eye to eye over the table. You versus me got a little bit too touchy feely. He's moving on to big things. He'll see Stephen A. In a few weeks. But the new crew's in. You got Keyshawn there, you got Mike Irvin there, you got Richard Sherman in there. And I ain't gonna lie, man, it's funny watching Skip Skirm back there, just sitting there watching. It's like when you invite some old friends to the house and they all might have did some prison time, or everybody just bigger than you, so you just kind of feel like, hey man, I'm just mind my business. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy you guys are here. I mean, I'm here to host this event. You know what I'm saying? They playing spades and he ain't getting no spades, man. And it's cool with him. He don't care. But how long you think this dynamic gonna last with him?
I think as long as he wants to have a show. I mean, it's sad to watch because it's not the best journalism. It's not entertaining. To hear people talking over each other in no order, and then he's just kind of sitting back like, at least I have a show. At least that's what it looks like. I'm not saying that's what he's doing. It's kind of sad. It's really sad because Skip is, as for all the outlandish comments that he makes, he's not a bad journalist. But you know, this is you reap what you sow, man. This is the second great co-host he's lost, and you know, it shows a lot about what he is as far as carrying a franchise by himself.
Yeah, man, it's not easy. It's not easy, but hey, man, if you got to lean on all your star players to get the chip, fuck it. Like,
Right.
but yeah, Richard, I think Sherman gonna get him out the building soon somehow. He has some really good points too, because Mike Irvin just been a bit outlandish. Listen, I played some football. My dad wasn't the receiver myself, but hey, if you have to catch with your hands, y'all, don't listen to that statement. You need to catch it. You know the only reason the ball's on your body as a receiver is if you're covering up after the catch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But hey, so I've heard from a lot of people. You know what I mean? But did you hear his other question with a DB's position being a cornerback positions being tougher than the receiver?
Yes, I did, and honestly, you know, that's another one where I bow out because I've never played football either recreationally or organization wise. So I'll leave that to you, brother.
I gotta fake agree with him. You know what I'm saying? I do believe like playing the corner position is a tougher job and pass and a shorter leash as well. Like, you know what I'm saying? 2 bad plays, you might not be able to get to this position ever again. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, if you get burnt on a 60-yard touchdown, everybody sees that kind of situation. You know what I mean? Like the receiver's great. You know what I mean? Might have been Odell Beckham, but whoever was covering him might not have a job next week. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's rough. You know what I'm saying? He's putting people out every Sunday. But it's tough because you have a defensive strategy that you need to happen on that play, and the offense knows what they're doing. So you don't know what they're doing, so you're playing a guessing game, but staying in your scheme at the same time. It's a lot going on, man. It's a lot, but I do agree with him. Richard got some points. He got some points, man. I do say.
No doubt.
Other good black news, man. Kanye was in Italy, bro. I don't know if you seen him. His cheeks was out on the boat, bro. I don't want to get. I'm scared to get into it because I don't know what happened. I'm not here to speculate, but the photos is photos.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack in that photo. There's the plumber cheeks. There's his hand on his lady's head. It's a lot going on the boat, man. I don't know I don't know what they even call it. I just saw it and I was like, it's Kanye. At this point, you just shrug your shoulders and say it's Kanye.
It's Kanye. You gotta love it.
Yeah.
And hate it at the same time. It's you know what I'm saying? But hey, cheeks or not, I hope this means it's the beginning of an album rollout because I'm here for it. I want to see if he changes his life. I want to see if the beats are still beating. I hope he's still using samples, man. I hope he really do.
No doubt.
As far as the NFL, man, it's hey, man, this last preseason going into the real season week, bro, it gets real for a lot of players because hey, preseason is cool. You get to keep the 100-man roster. You see the sidelines was packed all preseason. You know what I'm saying? But hey, only 53 jerseys is getting printed for week 1, so a lot of cuts were made. A couple of fan favorites had to go, but it's a rough game, man. It's a rough game, but hey, it's tough in the NFL trying to have a gig. And then the gig, you know, you're happy, family's happy, friends happy. You got to come home. Hey, you had a great game, yeah, but the other 53 guys just happen to be better this week. So, you know what I mean? Family got to bring them in, you know what I mean? It takes a village. Hopefully they can get to the next stage, but it's a rough cutting week, broski.
Yeah, man, absolutely. I mean, I didn't even get to catch Hard Knocks this year, but I will, you know, make some time for it because I just like to get to know the other players that don't actually make the roster, but see them go through the process. Yo, listen, it's a tough business. I mean, even people who made the roster, I see a bunch of trades happening. I see a bunch of people still getting waived that you think would have made the roster. To your point. So yeah, we'll see what happens season starts this Sunday or next Thursday.
Next Thursday.
Next Thursday. Yeah, we'll see what happens by the 7th, man. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, 2-week notices have been handed out to all spouses and wives and girlfriends. If you haven't got it yet,
telling you that I am putting in my 2 weeks notice. I will no longer be available for work on Sundays, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., Monday evenings, nor Thursday evenings due to conflicting commitments. I'll also be unavailable every Saturday due to conflicting commitments between the hours of 10 a.m. and 12 a.m. the next morning. This will be in effect until the end of February and early March. Thank you for your understanding.
but we'll be back. Wifey, right on time. Hey, baby. We'll be back as husbands, fathers, friends, boyfriends. Take our outers on Sundays, early mid-February. You've been put on notice. For all those that haven't heard, we'll be back. We will be back. Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, and to those girlfriends and wives who do watch sports, we appreciate you. You are the real MVP.
Yeah. Speaking of wives and sports, my wife has like a magnet to make sure the sports channel changes. I don't know how she does it. She could be sleeping. I can sneak in, change the channel to ESPN on mute. It's like she feels the lights are different. Like, you know what I'm saying? She's waking up like, nah. I was watching something. Like, your eyes was closed. I heard you breathing, baby. Like, it's okay. Like, I'm watching it on volume 2. Like, it's not gonna bother you, right? She said, nah, I'm like sports. Like, all right, you're right. Yes, resignation letter. All right, whew. I got confirmation. So in the chat, so it worked out.
I've converted to at least watching the sports on the phone, man. I've conceded.
Oh, you gave up? You went to the phone?
I didn't gave up. I found an alternative. So
you gotta get a bigger phone.
It's either watch the sports with me or don't have my attention. Either way, these games get watched.
Hey man, gotta happen every Sunday at a minimum. Some news real quick across the pond. Spain's trying to get rid of their soccer chief, Mr. Luis Rubiales. I hope I'm saying that correct. He did a couple of things last week after a really big win. Got a little too handsy with the players. They didn't appreciate that, and so he's got to go. But he's been very hesitant to, I guess, leave his command, so to speak. He felt it was consensual, and no one agrees with him. So I think it's just a matter of time. Some politics got to get distributed as far as, you fucked up. But he's going to be out of there real soon. It's weird when a woman has to go through that because it happens, unfortunately, a lot behind closed doors, but to see it on the stage like that is even more of a mental thing they got to go through. So hope everybody on the team is okay. I don't know if this was happening behind closed doors or not, right. But yeah, man, a peaceful retreat mentally for everybody in that situation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh man, I do got a question for you because you are my basketball analysis as far as the FCP team is considered. Listen, man, we watch these games early mid-October all the way to June, man. These guys win, whether it be the greats, the LeBrons, the Currys, the whoever's. We call them world champions, man. I never thought about it. I put some thought to it this recent weekend with fresh off the USA track and field win from Noah Lyles and co. But he kind of chuckled that he has to watch the finals and watch them put the label of world champion on him. Was like, who did they play? You know what I mean? Like, did you see the interview or the question or the response to that question he had?
Yeah, I did. So a couple pieces to this, right? First, I'll answer the question of if I feel like he's right. He is. In the technical sense of what the NBA is, it is a United States sport that happens to have international players in it. But it is still a domestic sport. And we didn't call the Civil War a world war because it was the United States, the North and the South against each other. So technically, he's absolutely right. Now, what mission? Hey, Nikki, thank you for joining. Appreciate you.
Gang.
For now, what he got out of saying that, I don't know. I feel like an NBA player probably smashed his chick or something like that, because these are unnecessary statements that I don't know where they come from. It's like this other comedian that said, if you're 40 years old and you have nothing going on in your life, you're done, you're washed, right? Mm-hmm. These statements are clickbait to me because I don't understand what goal he was going after. Now, if there was something that was said to him before that led to him saying that, then I get that. You know what I mean? I get you were defending the fact that, hold up, what we do is completely different from they do, and let me make it clear why I feel there's a difference. But I have a real issue with people who take these platforms and make these brash statements with no real goal. What was accomplished except for turning one set of people against another set of people for no reason?
I think I'm not sure. I should have checked his age before we got on, but he seemed very young-minded. Even though he is a champion and on in his own right, he seemed very young-minded the way it kind of came off, almost like a bravado kind of thing. And that kind of threw me for a bit. Like if he would have came out real Stone Cold Kobe, game not finished kind of like mantra, I probably would have rocked with him. You know what I'm saying? But the way he kind of gave it off, and his vibe, his me the first time seeing his face ever, that wasn't the really time I was going to work out for him. You know what I'm saying? But it is a true statement, like you said. Like we do have international players within the league here, but it is a national game. Like outside of Toronto, it is a national game. It's all North America. Like you know what I'm saying? Like we're here. But I was curious to know, how would you really get a world champion? We have the Olympics, but then you only could fit so many of our good players on that team. You know what I'm saying? So I guess do we call our Olympic team the world champions when they win? I don't. It doesn't even ring. It doesn't feel good when you say it.
No, yeah, I mean, why the United States came up with labeling domestic champions world champions, that just shows some probably lingering issues of thinking they are dominant over other countries. But honestly, for me, I've never understood the world champs. I know NBA champs, Major League Baseball champs. That's the way I've always viewed it, because I have an understanding of what the world is versus what the United States is. So if anything, this was a great leverage point for teachers to use to introduce the kids coming back into the school year. Because if you're a teacher right now, I'm telling you, this is the perfect way to get the kids, ease them back into school. Use this as a subject, especially you history teachers. This is perfect for you.
This is a map.
Yeah.
This is where the NBA resides. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nice little
Absolutely.
circle to the left where it'd be a great time to go up and get that done. That's a fact. That is a fact.
Yeah, man.
Oh man. What's the shit? What's that time? Noah? Yeah, context is important. I do need to do my research, be very diligent, and go see the entire clip and see what led up to that point, like Shawn was saying. But
Yeah.
the little piece they fragmented and turned up the volume on, it didn't sit well. A lot of NBA players have stuff to talk about it too.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. So going into the next one, man. Just staying on sports real quick. I'm calling this one Coco Go Off, because Coco Gauff had a bit of a situation where a referee, and forgive me, full disclaimer, I do not know the rules to tennis at all. I am purely going off of what I've heard, what I've seen. And Coco had an issue with her opponent, Laura. I am not going to tear up her last name, but you can look it up, Laura. And the issue was that Laura was taking long to get herself ready when it was Coco's time to serve. And from the applause that I heard from all of the analysts that weighed in, it seems like Coco was right. So, what did you think when you heard this?
Like, I do like the fact that she was you knew she was upset, but she kept her composure. You know what I'm saying? She let her know, like, listen, I let it slide the first time, let it slide the second time. I'm here because now I feel like I'm getting disrespected. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's an obvious situation when it's my turn to serve. She's taking her sweet time, but when she's ready, I'm there, ready to go. It should be a two-way street in that aspect. And I got it. You know what I mean? She kept the composure. She didn't break a racket. She ain't do nothing wild. You know what I'm saying? She ain't making a big scene. But just enough to let you know, hey, I'm pissed, bro. Respect me. I'm out here. This is the U.S. Open. You know what I'm saying? But I respect her for being a future champion, you know. Knock on wood. But she held her composure like a championship. You know what I'm saying? Like, in times of anger, you got to be able to kind of just man up, get through that, and get your point across and go back to competing. And then she went on to win. She, I think with that win, it took us to round 2, but she's already moving on to round 3 with her recent win.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So shout outs to Coco, man. If anything, this should be a perfect example to anybody that you'll never make any change unless your voice is heard. And to Kenny's point, man, as long as you can vocalize it in a professional and calm manner, it will have an impact.
Facts.
As we were mentioning earlier, Monday was the 60th anniversary of MLK's I Have a Dream speech. It was August 28th. That was on Monday. But over the weekend, there was the unfortunate news of 3 people who were killed in a Dollar General in Jacksonville, Florida. Um, it's really, really sad to know that crimes like this are still happening. It always puts us on pause for several different things to think about. What are we doing about gun laws? What's really going on with the mental state of people out there? And what really causes stuff like this? I think those are the tough conversations that we should be having on a regular basis. So when you first heard of this, Kenny, man, how are you feeling?
feel like we don't get a chance to digest the last travesty before a new travesty happens all the time. You know what I mean? And before you find out the specifics, you always hear, racist killing. And it's always in a weird state, not a weird state, but somewhere where it's not this isn't a strange state that happens in, whether it be somewhere deep in the South or somewhere deep in Texas, or where it may be just these racial kind of conflicts just always get not over exaggerated, but highlighted in a way because race is always a factor. Even if it feels that it's not, it usually is. So the whole black versus white, where that's happening yet again, once again, like you said, gun control comes up and all other aspects come up, but it's not happening fast enough. We can talk about it till we're blue in the face, and we have been for decades as far as everyone having access to it, but there's no return policy on being able to stop that from happening other than increasing, penitentiary time, prison time. It's an option, but, that's usually after the fact, and it's already too late. So, I don't know, hearts go out to the families as well, because everybody seemed to be minding their business that day. It was weird. It was weird. It was weird. I really wish I didn't have to see that news, but unfortunately, yet again, it happens.
Yeah, it's the norm. It's our new norm, and I mean, this is Florida, right? You got your boy DeSantis, the trashest, whatever you want to call him. There is a toxic culture that is pulsating in Florida right now, and once again, yes, like you said, hearts out to the victims. I mean, this is really really bad. And then a colleague of mine framed this very well about the dog whistle, whereas you'll have one person slowly put out into the world some slight microaggression of hate, and then it'll start to trigger even bigger aggressions on the bot on the level playing field, as far as people out there who may have some sort of inner hate. And at this point, man, it's like if you can't get peace, you're gonna have a lot of people out there preparing for war.
Yeah, unknowingly and knowingly at the same time. It's weird. Try to, and then you're raising kids and all this. You know what I mean? So you try to teach them the difference and what's right, what's wrong, but you hope they're prepared for the unthinkable every day. So it's hard to prepare for something that you don't know about. Man, it's rough. I don't know, but
Yeah.
a lot of things that stem off of it was Trump from way back. Like, don't get me wrong, racism was always here, it was always around. It's not a new thing, of course, but it just seemed to be more blatant around the time he first started his presidency run and actually getting the job, and then his duration of it, and even post his presidency, it just kind of lingered around. So him with turning himself in Georgia, do you think this helps the whole highlight on racism, or it's just going to increase it more?
I don't even think him turning himself in was about racism. I mean, honestly, the game of politics is the lines are so skewed these days. He was in and out like he placed an order at Chick-fil-A, if you ask me. Like, I think like 15 minutes later, he was doing a press conference in front of the jail. Mm-hmm. Me and you, we so much as piss in the street, we ain't making it out that quick. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, I totally get it. These are two totally different offenses. But at the same time, I don't see anything that this has to do with racism. This is politics as usual, and it's always nasty in the U.S.
Okay. All right. What else? This is true. Did you see his mugshot though?
Yeah, I thought it was hilarious. I feel like it should be the cover for a lot of jokes lately this year. I mean, it really looks like I've seen a couple of memes where, well, I know I said that when your kids are eating your snacks and you pissed off, like I used it for that.
Facts. I did like the graphic where it seemed everybody had a new version of said photo. It was like a big collage. It was like maybe a 50 by 50 of all these little micro versions of the same face. I'm like the internet always has time, but you gotta love it for somebody to put it on. Other stuff outside of the mugshot that was on the Twitter and just the social media. Another thing I fell across by accident. Whatever you do, if you have a free moment or don't have a free moment, and you end up on a sexy red tweet or something, man, don't go to the comments, man. Nasty world out there, man. Just they disrespect her. I don't. Like, she put a period up, like just the period, like how you end a sentence, a period by itself. She tweeted it. I'm like, that's not even a tweet. It's just there's no sentence there. I clicked on it like, what's the purpose of this? And people just went buck nasty in there. I was like, oh, okay, all right. I mean, all right. All right, I don't have my privacy screen anymore. I cracked it. Let me get out of here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, this is nuts. But whatever you do, man, avoid that section by all costs if you could.
Definitely.
Unless you got a few minutes.
Understood. So listen, man. Before we get into the main topic, just a quick shout out to those who are tuning in, man. I see you, Tanya, Jeff, Nikki,
gang,
Mrs. Lee, SKL. I see you in the building, man. Appreciate y'all taking the time out to be with today's main topic. We're getting into old school days memories, man. The kids are going back to school. Probably you're going back to school because it's never too late to, do something about your education. So I don't want to leave anybody out. We're not, doing any type of ageism on this show. We are inclusive to everybody. But school days, man. Tell me about some memories that you got, brother. And don't list them all. Leave some for me.
Man, listen, man. I'm gonna take one of yours, man. Listen, when the 11s dropped, let me tell you something. When the black, white, and red Daze 11s came out, man, and then man, grandma got us. Oh man, Dr. J's. It was a moment, man, because I was in church and just like the last 30 bars from the pastor was over my head, man. I was on cloud 9. Can't tell me shit, man. But wearing that suit, I think I kept it fresh just long enough to go to school too. But I think the Brett 11 show up might have been top outfit all time for school show up.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm gonna go with, what I'm saying, of course, getting the outfit ready the day before. I know a lot of people, thank you for hitting up our post and letting us know. I think fresh outfit the day before was like the number one thing that everybody was leaving. And if you're on this conversation right now or you're tuning in after, please let us know what's your favorite school day memory. But yeah, that day before was, and I think Nola put it the best in the chat, man. The air was different. The feeling was different. You were ready. I don't know about y'all, but I didn't even get much sleep. I laid my outfit out. I laid the sneakers out, and I stared at that outfit the entire night. And at that time, I used to have my TV set. This is before flat screens, y'all. Taking y'all back. I used to set my TV to turn on early enough so I could actually see myself in the actual outfit, make sure everything was hitting the way it needed to hit. That was epic, man. It was epic.
Man, I remember like getting the starch on in your pants, you know what I mean, laying it out like a dead body next to you on the bed, just like when I wake up. Like, you remember the Grant Hills, the joints, the feline joints with the triangle?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that school year. It might have been 3rd or 4th, but that was a good first day too. I think I had the Navy JanSport that matched the shoes. Ooh, I was killing them, man. Oh, hey, another thing. Speaking of JanSports, listen, JanSport strings was a status symbol. If you ain't have them on your zippers, if you didn't have them, that's cool. But if you had 1 or 2, hey, we was taking those. You sorry, like you wasn't about you ain't want them anyway. They just came in the bag. But me, I had like a good 10 to 15 per zipper, man. You needed those.
Yeah, I was one of them kids without the strings, man. It was, it was either the sneakers or the strings, man. I chose the sneakers. I ain't like, I ain't like wearing a backpack anyway because I had to bring like 80 books back and forth, man. It wasn't until like I think high school I got an actual locker and shit. So trust me, I hated book bags, man. I could not wait to grow up just so I didn't have to wear a book bag no more. I swear. I swear.
Yeah, the JanSports, they were so dope. Like, even at the end of the year, like May, June, when like you probably don't need the books no more, the papers ain't the same. I was carrying an empty book bag. It was just there for snacks now. Like, I'm saying? I just had to show my strings off. There's nothing in the bag, man. It's like, it's a cold beef patty and some chips. That's all I got right now. I just threw it in the back of the bag.
Yeah.
Back in the day, you remember your approach as a kid to moms, like, yo, I think it's time. I think we gotta go shopping now. Like, was there ever a method to the madness? You remember what they used to say?
So, in my time, man, remember, I'm a big proponent of financial lane, right? So my mom was she had me as a layaway baby. So I had to make sure that by August I knew exactly what coat I wanted, so that by fall when school started, She could get it out for me, so I had it in time. So I'll never forget. We will be walking up into Dr. J's way ahead of time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I want that coat right there. Put that shit on layaway, get it just in time for school to start, man. And it was crazy. But what used to kill me was, you know what I'm saying, if shit got a little finagle with the money and you couldn't get your coat out until right before spring, you had like a day or two before the hot weather came and you had to wear that shit.
Yeah. Fuck it. Like yo, it's not even hot. Shut up. This shit hard. This shit hard. It's like, why you wearing a wife beater under that bubble coat? Shut up, bro. Like, it's a 700, nigga. Shut up.
Listen.
It's the nupsy, yo. It's the nupsy.
Listen.
Oh man, good. You remember when there was a popular shoe, everybody did happen to get him, whatever. You remember sitting in the cafeteria and the whole row just got the same J's, but it might have been a release you missed. So now you got to see everybody with the same shoes that you wanted to, but hey, mom said we ain't have it this week, and you had to respect that because you ain't have a job. You wasn't gonna be like, yo, well, I'm gonna go do something about it. No, you wasn't. You're gonna go to school with the same shit you had on yesterday. You knew you was. But now you got to go through that pain. Everybody asking, yo, you ain't. I thought you said you wanted these. Like, you ain't want to. Man, you know what pain that is? That's pain.
Let me tell you something, brother. That is what motivated me as a kid. that pain right there. I remember sitting there with my cold pizza, just watching everybody flexing with their sneakers. And I said, this will not happen the minute I learn how to make some money. And I kid you not, the minute I hit college, there was not a release that I missed. Not one. Not one.
I had to spin the block for things I missed.
It was so bad. I started getting shit before it dropped. That's how bad that pain hit me in junior high school through high school. It was just, I was taking notes. I was like, yeah, the Chris Webbers, the Tim Duncans, I was like, I'm coming back for all of them. Yeah, man.
I'm putting all you niggas out on Pelican Bay, man.
Yo, it was a sneaker hit list. I wrote everything down, bro.
yeah, man. Once you was able to circle back and get a couple, man, that always made it that much sweeter, though. It definitely made it that much sweeter, for sure.
Hell yeah.
Sure. Another cool thing was, the first day back to school, like, we didn't have cars or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? So your friends, you probably ain't seen for 2.5 months. You know what I'm saying? Like, phones wasn't as frequent as they was back then as they are today. You know what I'm saying? So it was really on some like that 4th to 5th, that, you know what I mean? What's good, Keith? That 4th to 5th grade transition. Like, yo, I see you in Miss such and such class. All right, bro. See you then. Like, nigga, oh, you got mad tall. Yo, I had a growth spurt. Crazy. Not me, though. I was the same height. A lot of my friends kind of shot up. A lot of my basketball friends. You know what I'm saying? It was weird. I was just like, wow, you 6'1" in the summer? That's crazy. Maybe next year for me. Like, yeah, no, I never came. 5'9.25" strong. But, yeah, man, those how you bands and those, I didn't need to see yous always hit different on the first day of school.
Oh, there was a couple, man. I remember every first day of school. Well, there's nothing like the freshman year first day of school in a new school. That was very important because you was trying not to get your ass whooped. Correct. So that was like, I was lucky enough. Each school I went to, I was lucky enough to have friends in there that nobody messed with and made quick alliances, because I used to see some terrible things happen on the first day of school, man. First day of school wasn't good for everybody, especially new freshmen, right? Thanks. But on top of that, yeah, seeing your friends, seeing, what girls matured, you know what I'm saying? Who got better at sports. Like, it's like if you came back in the yard on recess and you still suck, it's like, damn, bro, you had 2 months. You still suck. Like, you
ain't work on none of that.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Abdul said 2 Wayne Theory page. You see, unfortunately, I missed the beeper wave, bro. I never had one. And that was pain too. Because, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody had a beeper. And I was just like, oh, zzz, a little breed in the coat. Oh, it's my mom's. I'll be back. I'm like, all right, bro. Yeah. I just know I got to come home before the lights is on. Like, you know what I'm saying? But you had a beeper, right?
Yeah, I did. Mom's was keeping track of me everywhere, bro. She was like, you're gonna have something. But I think one of the other memories that somebody actually reminded me of when they was filling out in the post. Let me just see what Keith said. Dude, they combined the junior and senior high school. I went to 7th grade thinking that Giants were real.
So y'all can't be in my class. Like, y'all can't
Hell
be in
yeah.
my class.
Hell yeah. There was dudes in my class that had a full beard, but enough about that. And this was like 6th, 7th grade, man. It's crazy.
Yeah,
But
red shirt middle school is crazy.
Yeah. So I remember like when they used to make you line up and you found out like who was in your class. That was real important because it let you know how your school year was gonna go. If you didn't have one of your tight homies at that time in the class, it was rough. Y'all looked at each other across the yard like, I see you.
Just like, so when's lunch? Oh, we ain't got the same lunch. We ain't got the same lunch, cuz.
We ain't got the same gym. We ain't got no. Like, what are we doing?
I'm gonna have to see you at 301, bro. That's crazy.
Yo, kid you not.
Keith said, when your new sneakers was they new sneakers? Yeah, being a kid and the older kids, what size is those? You'll never find out.
Like I said, I thank God, man. I thank God I didn't have to go through that. But I'll tell you one thing. I remember one person, and anybody who went to junior high school with me remembers who this was. They tried to surround him and beat his ass one day. My man caught one of them in the face with a punch and booked it down Nostrand Avenue. I was like, yo, he made school history after that. Like they thought they had him. They thought they had him. So when we saw him the next day, we was like, yo, like he was a superhero to us. Like, what made you do that? He was like, yo, my uncle taught me when a bunch of people surround you, just get one. Just make sure you get one and go.
Gotta connect.
He was like, but I didn't want to take no punches. So I said, let me connect with one that give me the most space to take off.
So, see, Man's had a route. He had a route early. You got to respect that. You got to respect that. Had the plans. Had the plan ready to go. That's what's up. Yeah. What else? Oh, you remember MTA passes? Like there was no money transaction. It was like, I'm the Fed. Boop, boop. You flip it out, and you keep it moving to the back, and they just respected it. I was like, I remember not paying to walk on the bus. Like there was no boop boop, no tokens, none of that, bro. It was just, whoa, that's last month. You look at the color like, oh no, they didn't give it to me yet. It's the last day, buddy. Well, come on in tomorrow with that color. You're like, good time.
Yeah, I see Nikki in here. Nostrand memories. Yeah, man. Our junior high school was right on Nostrand and Parkside, man. Shout out to all the IS2 folks. My man A-Dub. Yeah, man. Grady, we call our lunch skills, man. So here's two things about it. I didn't get to have a bus pass until high school because all through my up until high school, all my schools were in walking distance. So I remember kids, having the bus pass and doing all that stuff. I was like, that's nice because I had the luxury of walking to both my junior high school and my elementary school. But in high school, I did get a bus pass. But then to A-Dub's point, I couldn't get skills because skills was based off of how much your parents made. So, and sometimes school lunch was really, really good. And I'm like, I want to save money because to have lunch at Grady, you used to have to walk up towards the train station where the Chinese food restaurant was, spend like 50 cents to $1. And now I'm Asian, right? Think about getting a pork fried rice about this size for 50 cents at the time or $1. That shit was crazy. You know what I mean? So, but it was still cool because high school they actually let us out to school to go get lunch. So I was like, you actually letting people out of here? Like they ain't coming back. Like why would they come back?
They should come back. Why would you let them go?
Yeah, it was nuts, man. But good memories, man. Good memories.
Good stuff. Oh, question, man. Like back in the day, like you had haters, I guess, like enemies, maybe. Like, but now today's kids it's called ops. Like, what were ops for back then? Were those the haters, enemies? What was the word back then?
Yeah, so it's great that we got how many people on here right now. If y'all can help us out, because me and Kenny was talking about this a while ago. I remember haters. I remember enemies just from from reggae. Everything was enemies and all that stuff. I got nothing else, man. Like I don't know what we call ops back then. I got haters. I'm going with haters.
I think it had to be haters, man, because like when the
Yeah.
apps came out, I'm like, the opposition. I was like, yeah. I was like, all right, I see what you did there, but I think it was unnecessary. But whatever, kids will be
Yeah.
kids. Other differences as far as preparation as a parent now. You know what I'm saying? And now versus when you was a kid, like these questions hit different now. You know what I'm saying? Versus I need all of that lined up. I want this shoe, that shoe, this book bag, and now it just feel like the prices is they look different now, don't they? Like they don't feel like like not only are they more, but now it's your wallet. So now you're like, this wasn't even half of this much when I needed this. Like I'm like, where the JanSports at? Like you want, like you know what I'm saying? Like I don't even see them around here, bro. Like the changes is pissing me off.
Yeah, I know exactly how my mother felt now. I know exactly how she felt taking me school shopping because I can imagine when she was a kid going to school, it was probably half the price of what she paid for me. So now we're out here and inflation then, is right in our face even more this year. I think it's the highest it's ever been. So yeah, man, definitely trying to catch every sale. You know what I mean? Definitely. I mean, I'm lucky my son is not, he's not a label. He's not into that. He's not into designer yet. So I'm riding this chill wave as long as I can until he gets a eureka moment. And then all of a sudden he wants me to start taking him in certain stores. I really hope that doesn't happen, but the day it does, man, I think I'm gonna shed a thug tear.
Oh man, I think the one time I remember sharing a thug tale with my mom's in the store. Like I convinced her, I was like, "Ma, I got." It was the Zoom Turks. It was the Barry Sanders. You remember those? They had them in blue and white and black and white.
Yeah.
I got them in black. It was a black and white, right? Boom. We walk into the store. He was on Flatbush. I walk in. So, let me get the 6. Brings the 6 out. I'm like, he says, all right, you know what I mean? Price is $79.99. I remember it like yesterday. Size 6 was dope. I'm like, my mother's pressed it. She's like, your toes right there. Go to the next house. I was like, all right, no biggie. They bring the 6.5 out. I'm like, oh, nah, these is better. These is, like she pressed like, oh, you got some room in these. I was like, all right, cool. Throw it in the box. He said, you good, Chief? I said, yeah, I'm excellent. Go up to the register. Boop. $139.99. I'm like, whoa, nah, fam. These are $79.99. You see, like right here, like I'm holding the shoe up. I ran to the back. I said, yo, these are $79. It was like, she's looking like, they are $79.99. Then the dude came out. He said, oh, no, those are 6.5. That's on the men's wall. I said, the men's wall? I'm like, the big shoes? I'm like, nah, I was at the kids' wall, though. It was like, yeah, but once you go to 6.5, the price is a men's shoe now. I'm like, me and Mom's looked at each other. She said, want to try that 6 again, baby? I said, yeah, I tried that 6.
Get that soul out.
I tried that 6. I tried it on. I said, shit, these socks is thick anyway. Like, if I wear like a dress shot, take this out, I'm good, man. These is fine. You know what I'm saying? Hey, and we walked out.
Yeah, fuck the socks, man. Do it Dominican style, man. Just no socks, take the soul out.
Yeah, he said just take this. He said,
do it Dominican style, man. Fuck that shit.
He said, cut the big toenail. Just cut the whole thing off. Like, oh,
you gotta do what you gotta do, man. You know what I'm saying?
Man, shouts to Moms, man. She made it happen when all the extra was unnecessary, man. I appreciate shouts to Mom, man. Looking back now as an adult, man, shit was trash. Having some little nigga you trying to make sure ain't hungry, want other shit too. It's like, fam. Relax. You just came back from Mount Lawn Camp, 2-week stay. Summer camp ain't free, bro, but you ain't seen none of the money go, so you gotta relax. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I was telling the kids about summer camp. There's like, oh, when you gonna come back? I said, nah. We was getting a luggage. We was catching a train, and we was out like in PA for like 2 weeks. It was like a Christian camp. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, wait, mommy trust you to just go in for 2 weeks at like 10, 11? I was like, a few summers. I was like, yeah, that was crazy, bro. They'll never know. I don't trust anybody to take my kids for that long, so it's not happening.
Nah, I feel you. Yeah, man, and it's a perfect segue for all of you after this episode. I mean, after this live, to go check out our episode on teaching the youth about credit, because I can only imagine, like my mom used to take me to the bank and show me what she had in there, how to deposit money, how she saves money. But all that told me was that she had money. So every time she told me she couldn't afford something, I was like, nah, let's go to the bank, show me your account at zero. I don't believe you because you told me that you always got the saving going on, right? But what I would have loved to know, and it's not her fault, was what she was doing to save the money, how much everything cost, giving me a better understanding of if you're going to spend all your money on how you look, then how are you going to use money to get anything that you really want or really need? So if you get a chance, go to our YouTube channel after this, check out our episode with Mimi Jimenez about teaching your children about credit. She gave us a lot of great gems, and another shameless plug that we're going to be doing another 3-4 part series with her and another young lady about climbing the corporate ladder. So the next thing here really is busing versus having to use public transit. So like you said earlier, right, we had the bus passes, we had to get on the train. Everybody knows I don't know about y'all, but taking the train when I went to high school was an experience, man. Like there was people who used to ride in between the cars. There was even a point where people used to ride on top of the damn trains, man. And unfortunately, one of the kids in our high school did lose his life actually doing that, and it actually stopped all the kids from doing it. But yeah, the kids have it good now. Either they're getting on a bus or you're driving them to school because you don't even want them to experience MTA right now. It's a zoo on that train. It's crazy.
It is. It is. Like it's weird. You would let I don't know how parents let us just go. Versus, I don't let my kids go to the store off the block by themselves. Like it's weird. Like, it's so weird.
Yeah.
D said, yeah, they still do. Somebody lost their life, I believe, within the last 2 to 3 months as well. Not was it Queens? I want to say Queens, either the Bronx, but they was playing around on top of the train, surfing it. Shit got crazy. I don't know. Crazy. I think it was like a TikTok challenge though at the time. So now they feel like that was the motivation behind it. But you gotta watch it. Be careful with that shit, bro.
Yeah, that's nice. And I feel for the parents that their kids live far and they are having busing because I think there's a strike going on. I know a family member of ours got a notice that they may not be picking them up on the first day. They're trying to give certain reimbursements or whatever, but it's a total hindrance because it's bad enough that you have to make sure you put them on the bus. Now you gotta hopefully arrange your work schedule to be able to drop them off and pick them up. Like that's nuts, man. That's nuts.
5 days a week, man. I'm running out the office at 4:58. Boss be like, "What are you doing, sir?" The Y closes. It's like, I gotta get there. Like, the after school shit got a cap on it. You gotta get these kids. Like,
yeah. Nah, man. Nah, it's crazy. It's crazy, man. And the last thing, well, not the last thing, but one thing I really want to highlight, and I think there's even a post right now that's kind of warning all of the parents, talk to your kids, right? Talk to your kids. It's a new school year, but we should all understand how to conduct ourselves, understand that other kids have parents as well. They care about them. They want them to go to school and come back with everything that they went to school with and feel safe. We are living in a completely different world where some kids are living with disabilities that you cannot notice right away. So it is important that you parents that have kids that don't have disabilities talk to your kids and let them know, give them some awareness, right? I understand there are certain situations that are out of your control, but at least we should be doing our best to have our kids going into school with the mindset that you're there to learn, do some socializing because that is a part of school. Yes. But at the end of the day, you're not there to hurt anybody, offend anybody, make anybody feel less than a human. Absolutely. So I can't stress that enough. If that's not something that you're preaching to your kids, please do that.
You have to at a minimum. Hate is not something that you want in the building, especially when education is the purpose of everybody being here. You know what I mean? So keep that. I'm going to say keep it at home. Just keep it out of all circles altogether, just to eradicate it and eliminate it. You know what I mean?
Right. Because at the same time, you don't want your kid to be on the other end of another kid who's been taught how to defend themselves.
Absolutely. I don't want none of my kids coming home with a 2-piece no biscuit. Like, what happened?
Yeah.
Oh no, I said something and then they got mad and then I'm like, all right, now we all got to go to school tomorrow. You don't want this shit at all.
Tell us, like, how has it been either before your kid started school or if they're getting ready to start that first day. How has it been getting them back into the transition of school? So I will start first. My son is like me. We don't really like sleep. We like to be up. We like to watch, see what's going on, be engaged in the things that we like. So my son be up some odd times of the night, right? This is me. Don't judge me. You know what I mean? This is how he operates for the summer. He's a good kid. He gets good grades. So it's the least we let him do for the summer. A couple weeks before school, my wife and I start to tell him, hey, man, hey, listen, hey, school's coming back. You know what I'm saying? Like this whole waking, going to sleep 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning, that shit got to stop. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm waking up to go take a piss. This nigga's in the living room, like going crazy over dinosaurs on the TV. Like getting him prepared to go back is one of the toughest things in the world because he doesn't like it. And then on top of it, he's going into a new school. So he's got all these thoughts running through his head. And next Thursday's around the corner. So it's been very funny getting him ready because I don't think it's hit him yet. I really don't think it's hit him yet.
Yeah. I'm reminding him every 36 hours, like, yo, you got school Thursday next week. You sure? Yeah, next week is coming up. You sure? Yeah. 7th. You sure? Yeah. I, you know what I mean? Even last night, I'm like, yo, it's midnight. I had to turn the TV off. Like, yo, no more. But they looking at me wide-eyed, like, what do you mean? I'm like, you got school next week. I'm getting used to this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, next week is going to be 11 o'clock. Week after that, it's going to be 10 o'clock. Like, this is the good time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to start taking these notes early. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to get worse every week. You know what I mean? I ain't going to start setting alarm clocks to, like, next Tuesday. I might let them live Labor Day, but right after Labor Day, I got to get them on a 7 a.m. fake up.
That's like, right.
Hey, man, you got 2 more wake ups to these when they real talk, man. Like, now I'm going to have to wake up, shower. I'm going to get them. Hey, I'm timing you, man. You better be at this door at 6:59, man.
Yo, I'm telling you.
Got to get them prepared. That's a fact.
So I said, Nikki said,
gang.
My kids too. Yeah, man. Keith said he thought his kid was the only one that's a vampire child. Yo, I'm telling you, like, I don't know what it is. I don't know what I thought it was. Honestly, when I was a kid, I thought I was the only one that used to be up till like 6, 7 in the morning in the summertime, and then get enough sleep to wake up by like noon to go play basketball. Like I don't know how I did it.
Outside 11:30, 11 o'clock sometimes. You'd be like, oh shit, I wore these shorts yesterday. I'll be right back. Hold on. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, coming back out, like, yeah, where the game's at? Where Manhunt? Where everybody at? Like, oh, something's sleeping. Boo. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man. Those summertime shifts was legend, bro. Legendary.
Yo, I don't know how we did it. I really don't know how we did it. But we did that shit and we had a ball and it was crazy. It was crazy. And I guess the last thing I'll ask before we switch it up is, what did you do with your kids for the summer? Because, me and my wife, man, we still on the non-summer camp vibe, man. Like every year, summer approaches, and we're like, nah, we're gonna put them in camp. We're gonna put them in a program. Then we look at that price, and we like, all right, so this is what we're gonna do, right? So, July, we're gonna take them here, and then we got this family member that got a pool. We got this family member that got a pool. That's gonna be the aquatic adventure. And then we're going to catch a couple movies. Before you know it, it's August, right? Maybe we could disappear to somebody's house over in like PA for like a weekend. And that could be the family trip. Listen, y'all know, if this is your first time watching FCP, I know my financial lane. All right? I'm playing the long game. I'm playing the long fucking game. So right now, and he loves it right now, But I kid you not, the day he looks at me and says, Dad, I want to do this, he's going to get it. Because you know what? All these years, me and my wife been kind of like, all right, this is what we're going to do. We'll be ready for it.
You know what I mean? Say, cool, we just ice cream tonight? Nice. You know what I'm saying? Like, because soon he'll be like, yo, this not Wagyu. Gonna be flipping plates and shit. Like, it's like, what the hell?
Yeah, man. And I'm here to tell you, parents, man, do not feel like you're letting your kids down if you can't do it. Because if you're playing the long game, trust me, you're doing it right. You know what I'm saying? But for you parents that are doing it, that is awesome because I think kids need as much exposure to things as possible. So kudos to you for making it happen, man. But
absolutely.
Always respect your financial lane, man. You'll sleep at night. Trust me.
Can't, hey, it's okay not saying yes to everything, man. It's all right. It's not meant to be. That's why these questions have options at the end. Like, you know, like, so, don't think you're obligated because the question was asked. Bro, no is a full blown answer. Let it ride. Man.
That's a fact.
Throw that no dice, man. Throw that no dice. You know, I say, ooh, snake eyes. Yeah. I don't think those J's getting bought this week.
Yo, hey, listen, man.
Like
Hell
that.
yeah. Hell yeah.
Fuck it.
All right, so thank y'all for the school days, man. I hope you got a chance to reminisce, think about when you first stepped out there, elementary school, junior high school, college, whatever you did. College, we know, was a totally different ball game. That was that introduction into life. Or if you didn't, get to go to college and you just doing your thing, that's fine just as much. So the next topic we got here, and this actually came up just from, my wife is my inspiration, man. She always gives me something good to bring to this show, right? So we were talking about when we first started together, always showing up together to family functions. And at some point, it was hard for both of us to make it to something because there was like other competing stuff that we had to do. Mm-hmm. So the first time she had to show up somewhere without me, she got the third degree. Like, where's Shawn? Why is Shawn not hit? What's going on? You know what I mean? So I wanted to bring that here to see if anybody else, if you with somebody, you were with somebody, and at first, it's the honeymoon stage. You're showing up everywhere together. You can't get enough of each other. People are like, ill. You guys are ill. It's new love, right? Did you ever show up to the function without your significant other and get the third degree? That is my question.
The function, absolutely. The good thing is she has a really good percentage rate of showing up at these. So those few times that I had to experience, they're far and few. It's probably like 95 for 100. You know what I'm saying? Those 5 where it was just me and the kids. It's like, oh, she had work. They go, and you didn't want to tell anybody? Like, so I was like, nah, it's she had work. I'm here, I got kids. They're like, yeah, but Jen, she usually brings, she brings the cheese puff. All right, man. If you're gonna, if it's just you, all right, hey, let's go, man. Everybody's in the back. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? But they always got. It's always like I get like a weird eye. They be like holding the door, looking through me, behind me, like, oh, it's just you. I'm like, yeah, it's just me. They go, so you watching all the kids? I'm like, yeah, it's just me, man. I can handle this. Like, they don't have, what I'm saying? They're like, but it's 3 of them now. I'm like, I got this. Like, what I mean? It's okay. And she's running late. She'll be in a little bit. Woo! She'll be here though. I'm like, yeah, you know what? Forget y'all.
Yeah, because now, so it's funny, right? Before the kids, it's like, all right, you here, but you're not with her. Is everything okay? Like, is there something you want to talk about? It's like, what do you mean? She has a whole entire life, y'all. Like, she had to go do something. Yeah, but she's not here. Why is she not here? And I don't know if you ladies. Yeah, and I don't know if you ladies went through the same thing, but it's like, why he's not here? Like, what's going on? Like, what's really good, right? So now, here's the second level to that now. Once you have kids, like, once you have kids, you ain't shit. Like, if you show up at the family function without the kids, it's like you forgot to bring what you said you was going to bring. Like, if you was bringing the potato salad, you didn't bring the potato salad. Not showing up with the kids, you might as well turn around. You might as well turn around.
Right. If me showing up with nobody, it's just me. Like, I just forgot the potato salad. You know what I'm saying? It's just me with the kids, and my wife is like, "You didn't make this potato salad. Where'd you get this from?" Like, what I'm saying? It's like, you're right. Like, I bought the potato salad. It's like, yeah, but something's off. It's like, man, it's always rough, man. It's always rough. You got to show up as a unit. I don't go at all. Fuck it. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Like, one was down. None of us can make it.
Yeah. So I had all kinds of questions. I was like, so first off, like, you're not enough. Like, to me, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, you're not enough. Like, this is me talking to my wife. Like, you should be enough for your family. Like, if I'm not there, what did they do before me? Like, you showed up and everything was fine. Now it's like, damn. So now if I go away for a month or so on a trip, you're like, this is what you're gonna get, like 30 days of where is he? Like, that's crazy, right?
Something like that. It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be a rough 30.
Oh, man.
Our 30 for 30 gonna be different. Our 30 for 30 gonna be different. Let me tell you what happened on day 6, my nigga. Man, she got me.
But I'll be honest though, showing up at the family function without your significant other, it can be kind of corny. Like after like probably like the first 30 minutes to an hour, you forget about the little jokes that y'all crack. You know what I mean? The little walk-offs that y'all take every now and then. So you start walking around like you start feeling like you ain't shit. You start texting her, hey, how you doing?
Such and such.
Made you a plate.
He said, I doubled up on the Big Mac. I know you like the Big Mac. It'd be like that, yo.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Then you get home and it's like, why did you leave me? Like,
he said, all these questions I have to answer myself. The nerve, like asking the kid sizes. I don't know the kid sizes.
So speaking of the kids, you ever leave with them and she not coming and they looking at you like,
just us?
Just you? Yeah.
You look like it's your first day. They look at you like it's your first day on the job, bro. And we need you to fix this airplane before we get out. It's like, dog, I don't fix planes. I'm a dad. I've been doing this. They be like, the young one be like, I don't know.
Yeah.
like, yo, kind of eye. Yeah, I tell you, man.
Yeah, man. I be feeling like Eddie Murphy, man, and what is it? Daddy Daycare. You know what I mean? Like homeboy was like, but we need mommy to have fun. I was like, damn, like what you mean? I'm fun.
I'm chopped liver, you know what I'm saying? And you know, it's funny. I get the hints of chopped liver when it is me at the house with the kids all day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The mom comes home. Yeah, everybody runs around me, over me, dog. Get into the dog shit. I'm like, it's just Jen, yo. What the fuck, man? He's like, you don't do none of that shit for me. It's like, yo, I done came in and out with the trash. I done, you know what I mean? I went to get the pizza from the pizza guy. Nobody clapped for me when they came in. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's rough. It's rough, man.
Yeah, like you say, you could walk in with pizza, ice cream, and a bunch of new outfits for him. You still getting a sup, dad? Like,
Niggas like,
it's crazy.
It's like pepperoni, like yo, fam.
Yeah.
Nobody said pepperoni. Like, it's like, yeah, it's not my fault, dude. Oh
man. All right. So to close this out, man, I got some inspirational words for the ladies that are still with us. They are courtesy of Shaka Khan's song "Sweet Thing," and I want y'all to listen to these words. She starts off, "I will love you anyway, even if you cannot stay. I think you are the one for me. Here is where you ought to be. I just want to satisfy you. Though you're not mine, I can't deny you. Don't you hear me talking, baby? Love me now or I'll go crazy."
Sensational.
They don't love like that no more, bro. They don't love. Yo, listen.
Before future was future. That's sensational. Sensational.
They don't love like that. Yo, I kid you not, man. I was sitting there watching something on Sunday, and I'm like, I'm listening to the lyrics. I'm like, yo, Shaka was about it. Shaka didn't give a shit. She didn't give a shit. She was like,
Whitney had a track too that was kind of stepping on the line of, you know what I mean, just forget her. It's all about me. But I understand why you're not here right now. Situation. But yeah, man, when the R&B female singers, when they do it, it's classic, man. It's classic.
Yo, man, I sat in that moment, you know what I'm saying? And I was just like, wow, we don't get music like that no more.
And
we forget music like
being
that.
older, like adult ears are a lot different. You know what I'm saying? Stuff that you heard, 10, 15, 20, 25 years ago, show my age. Like, you know what I'm saying? But when you rehear it, you go, oh shit. How come nobody never told me about this bar? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like this lyric was always here. Like, yeah, since 79, it's been there. Like, that's how you never listen to it.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy. Yeah, the adult ears catches everything now, unfortunately.
That's a fact, man. So that's why when they say, you don't understand these new age of women who take all this stuff, I'm like, this ain't new. this ain't new. And just like Keith said, even if you cannot stay, that shit. Now, don't get me wrong, right? That can mean some craziness too. So, you know what I mean? Like, it ain't always. I'm pretty sure if Shaka could do a remix, it would have some Cardi B shit on it at the end of it. You know what I mean? Like, if that nigga didn't stay one night and shit got real, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, I just had to give her that, you know what I mean, that moment of recognition, man. Awesome song, man. It brings me back to Love and Basketball, one of my favorite movies. Yes, Shaka Khan, man. Shaka Khan and Rufus, to be exact. Yeah.
Keep saying, yeah, that's not a love song.
it was love to me.
I gotta prove my love every night around here.
That's right.
That's a fact. Trying to be a side chick. Yeah. Hey man, they exist. But man, Shaka's in the streets. Anything else you got for tonight, my good man?
Hey man, listen, you know what I mean? It's been a hell of a ride this summer. You know what I mean? We getting into the fall months. You know, you start digging in the boxes, breaking out those, you know, spring break, those windbreakers. You know what I mean? I don't know how. I'm nervous for fall because we didn't really get a fall last year. Nah. We got like a light summer, then into spring, summer, and then it was just summer. You know what I mean? So.
Last year, I think the winter coat might have got 4 good wears in it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, man?
Yeah, so I'm afraid winter's coming back with a vengeance this year. Just seeing all the storms that are happening and everything that's going on. But I swear to God, bro, if my birthday comes this year and it's 80 degrees outside, you know, I'm just start writing my will and testament, man, because something about to happen.
I know it's getting crazy. I know.
If we celebrating my birthday and we got tank tops on, man, it's a problem.
Hey, it was a few New Years ago. I think we was out with short sleeves, man. It's terrible. It's terrible, man. Climate change is real, bro.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Oh shit.
So listen, man, you are now released back into your regularly scheduled programming. Corporate life, parental life, entrepreneurship, whatever it is that you do, we salute you. I'm Senor Lee.
Ken Catnick.
See you back next pay week when we lock back in to a free state of mind.